Aloha, Nui here again. I'm here to recap actually last week Monday's lender update and Danny's stats. Last week got a little crazy. It was my brother-in-law's birthday and we went for a family camping trip. So here I am doing this a week late. Sorry about that. And I do have a special guest with me today. He wanted to sit right next to me. So hopefully he doesn't bark. Anyway, our lender of the week was Nikki Hubbard. Nikki is just super awesome. I'm on a committee with her and she's just really on it, and I appreciate you very much, Nikki. Thanks for joining us again. She works at VIP Mortgage and she had some really good things to say, positive stuff. She said that things are normalizing, which means a lot of the non-conventional types of loans are coming back. So that's good news. A lot of the overlays for loans will probably be coming off too. I'm sure we'll be expecting to see that. And I told you guys a couple weeks ago, and this has been kind of consistent, that the lenders have been inundated with refinances, but they've really been trying to prioritize purchases. But now she says that they're starting to get a lot more applications for purchases, which is also a good sign. Rates are still at a record low. Now I've had two lenders tell me that they've closed people with rates under 3% at 2.75. Of course, in Nikki's case, that client had a 740 credit score, 20% down, and they bought down 3/4 of a point. So another benefit to having a high credit score is that your mortgage insurance is lower. Mortgage insurance is tacked on to a conventional loan. For instance, if you don't put at least 20% down. If you are getting an FHA loan, you aren't able to avoid mortgage insurance. So you'll have mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. And so this is a question you want to ask your lender. When you talk to them, ask them about mortgage insurance because it does increase your monthly loan payment. Okay, so I'm kind of embarrassed to admit what I'm about to say because I've been doing this for a while now, and I kind of asked a really duh question while we were on the call, like one of those slap your forehead kinds of questions. But if I had the question, I'm sure a lot of you guys have the question. So I asked Nikki when she told us that her client bought down the rate, well, how much did it cost for your client to get that rate? Well, so the way that you figure this out is you need to know what the purchase price is. So 1 point is actually 1 percentage point. So if you were to purchase something at $300,000, 1 point would be $3,000. So buying down 3/4 of a point would cost $2,250 up front. So buying down the rate will cost more up front, but it could save you quite a bit over the long term, the life of the loan. You just need to talk with your lender to see what option is better for you. And here's an example. The difference in payment on a $350,000 home with 20% down at a 4.25 rate and 3.25 rate is $159 a month. So I hope that was clear. So if your rate, the difference in that 1 point in payment on a $350,000 house is $159 a month. That I didn't confuse you there. Let's see what's next. Oh, this is kind of cool. Nikki told us that because of COVID, there's been a lot of people. Okay, so this part's not cool, but the result of it is kind of cool. Because of COVID, there have been a lot of people trying to steal credit cards and, identities and stuff. I guess people are shopping online a lot and stuff. I know I am. So I actually know the girl at FedEx now. This is getting ridiculous. But anyway, besides that, this is besides the point. But Nikki told us because of COVID and all of that stuff that you're now able to check your credit report once a month for free. Usually it's only once a year, and you can do all, I understood that you could check all 3 credit bureaus once a month on annualcreditscore.com. And then someone else on the call asked a question about how lenders, which credit bureau lenders use for issuing loans. And so Nikki said at her company, they pull scores from all 3 bureaus and they use the middle score, but they still look at all 3 reports and they try to look to see if there are discrepancies in any of the reports, because not all companies report to all 3 bureaus. So they will use a middle score, but they take into account other things that might not be on the middle score report. But some other lenders have said that they kind of average the 3. So that's another question you might want to ask your lender whenever you talk with them. And let's end this lender update on a positive note. Nikki says she expects the rates to stay low for a little while. Yay! But the reason is not that great. She says it's because we're starting to see another increase in COVID cases, and that's bad news. But bad news is kind of good news in the lending world. It affects the rates in a good way for buyers. And so I guess bad news is good news in this arena. There's always a silver lining, right? So that's all for Nikki's portion, the lender update. And now let's talk about Danny's beautiful stat update. If you want these charts, because you're nerdy like me and Danny and lots of other people that I know, nerds rule, by the way, you could email Ash at Team Nakanishi, and he will send you these detailed charts. But for now, let's just go over the stats in Hilo. So this is the first month that we've actually seen a decrease, or not a decrease, but that we're behind last year's year-to-date sales. So every other month, even with COVID, we've been ahead with the number of sales. But this is the first month we've dropped behind. And we think it's a result of not, a lot of the agents have not listed a lot of the homes that would have been listed had COVID not happened, because clients can't get here to see them. So kind of holding on so that the clients can get here. Anyway, to avoid racking up days on market. It's probably more than you need to know, but so I'll stop there. Anyway, we are Hilo. Year to date, there has been 162 sales as of last week, Monday. And last year, at the same time, there were 166 sales in Hilo. The median sales price, though, is higher this year than last year. It's 365,000 in Hilo, and last year at this time it was 335,000. The days on market are exactly the same last year and this year, and the list price to sales price ratio year to date is higher than last year. It's at 96.5% of the ask price, and last year was 95.8% of the ask price. So the stats are showing a normal market with the sales prices above 2019 prices. 2019 prices, even with the decreased amount of listings and sales in recent weeks. So let's move on to Puna. In Puna, there have been year-to-date 359 sales, And last year, year to date, at the same time, 369 sales. The median sales price in Pune is this year 223,500, and last year was 218,000. So again, higher this year despite the COVID. Higher sales price this year despite COVID. The average days on market this year in Pune are 58, and last year 52, so slightly higher this year. And the list price to sales ratio is a little bit lower in Pune this year, but very minute difference. 94.7% of the list price is what homes are going for in Pune on average, and last year was 95%, so very little difference. I think that's it, but if you want these nerdy graphs, just let us know and we can get them over to you. All right, have a wonderful day, and I'm gonna make another video about water catchment systems and how you can and the filtration system. All right, see you guys soon. Aloha.